Oh, Black Power, the general in the house. General in the house, y'all. I'm in the house. Don't come over here if you're scared. Don't come over here if you're scared. Uh-oh. Don't come over here if you're scared. Let me get my monitor up, family. It's a meeting of the rebellious slaves over here today. This for the rebellious slaves. Man, y'all ain't talking about getting free, is y'all? You know, Master gonna be mad at you. Master gonna be mad at you. We're gonna talk real talk today. Family just got off the General Seti YouTube page, dealing with the terroristic attacks of, the black churches down in Louisiana, showing it's been going on a hell of a long time, and we just got too many coward Negroes that don't want to, have any progressive energy to change that around. You understand? They keep going to the same weak point on our people. Once you know a nigga got a glass jaw, you always go to that. So they figured that damn, they can burn down that many churches. That's a glass jaw on the motherfucker. So they don't give a goddamn. You know what I'm saying? They peoples is in power. You understand? They people's in power. So many times they could get away with that shit just because they can. You know what I'm saying? And so our people got to wake up today. When you see, certain situations happening, that's an alert, nigga, alert, emergency. You know what I'm saying? Let's deal with this. Let's come together as a black community and deal with it. Just like I say, I don't agree with, necessarily the philosophy, because I don't agree with Christianity, nor Islam, or no other religion. You understand what I'm saying? But I also believe in my people's right to, to practice and believe in what they want to believe in, even if they is confused. You know what I'm saying? I try to wait, but to, bring about this type of destruction. And, they say God acts in mysterious ways. Well, this must be one of the mysterious ways, then. You understand what I'm saying? This must be one of the mysterious ways in which God, you understand, acts in. And we need to wake up today. God is speaking to you niggas to get up out them dress shoes and get in some goddamn Timberlands. Get in some of them, and I ain't saying Timberland just put the hat. Get in some of them army boots, nigga, and get out here and tie them motherfuckers up and get out here and put some boots on the ground. Reality, quit wearing flip-flops and, and all that shit, nigga, house shoes and dress shoes, and get your bitch ass in some boots, nigga, and get out here on these streets and be a soldier for your community. Okay, that's proactive. We ain't telling nobody to commit no type of violence. We are talking about self-defense of a community under attack, under terroristic attack. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Now, we have to understand one thing. This shit is happening for a reason. Okay, and then I put in there the United States eradication of a black population. And that goes back to the early, when our people, and we still in slavery. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? The hood where we is the plantation. Nigga, you ain't left no different as when our people back in the late 1600s, early 1800s. Nigga, you still on the plantation on today. The chains is on your brain. You understand what I'm saying? The chain is on your brain. The niggas that's locked up behind bars, you understand? Then you got niggas locked up behind their own mind. You know what I'm saying? The chains is on the brain today. And so, we back then, when our peoples was first coming here, we had our mind. We wanted freedom. We don't want no freedom today. We've been so far, been so long in chains, we don't even know what freedom is. All the nigga want is a $10 an hour job, a $20 an hour job, nigga, and that's freedom. We did not come over here to get no motherfucking raise on the plantation. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't come over here to get no motherfucking raise. Nigga, we not only talking about freedom, we talking about redemption and total liberation of our people. You understand? And redemption to be able to bring about great change in our community. That's why when we talk about reparations, most people talk about economic reparations, but we need spiritual reparation. We need cultural reparations. We got many niggas out here got a whole lot of money, but them niggas mind ain't for peanut. You see what I'm saying? So money without a mind don't mean shit. You understand what I mean? We talking about the great divide, you know what I'm saying, in wealth, to where, you know what I'm saying, is just is unbelievable, the great power that these people have, over the 400 years of us not only giving them all our labor. We talking about the technological rate of the African community. You understand what I'm saying? That caused them to be where it's not just the dollar. The dollar ain't, it's the labor building this motherfucker up. And the technological rate, just the rate of inventions, the rate of the technology. As long as we've been over, we have not benefited from no goddamn technology that we caused to come into creation. You see what I'm saying? They benefited not just from our labor, from our technology. You see what I'm saying? That we've added to this community. Many of our great inventors, we had to, if some of our family didn't do the research and come out here and publish these facts, we wouldn't even know we had any, no type of energy that we added to the technological greatness of this nation. So we didn't gave everything we ever had spiritually. We gave it to them. You understand what I'm saying? We gave them our spirit. We gave them our culture. We gave them our culture, all the music. We ain't benefited shit from the music. One of the greatest aspects, the two greatest aspects, which are, so, intertwined. It's hard to see where one end and where the other one begin. Music and spirituality and our culture. We didn't give everything to them. Everything as far as the styles of dress and shit and all of this. We didn't want to boosted the damn gym shoe to where it was. You understand? Them motherfuckers was wearing Converses. Them motherfuckers was wearing, stopping slides and shit. And they wasn't wearing the shit. We done boosted the goddamn, the gym shoe into a damn $1 billion industry. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't benefited for shit. We jump. The niggas that's on the basketball or the damn athletes, yeah, they get a little something, but we was the backbone of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Bringing it, causing them to say, no, we ain't wearing this shit. You got to put on, you got to put something slicker together than this. You know what I'm saying? So we, if we wouldn't have came on the scene, they would have been comfortable with wearing slip and slides. You understand what I'm saying, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And so, the music, every goddamn genre of music and shit, we didn't put into this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't got nothing. And then see, when we look at it, you know what I'm saying? It's really, we so far behind, and no money can catch up. Ain't no amount of money can goddamn catch, because spiritually these niggas is spiritually these niggas is not boy. You understand what I'm saying? And if you ain't got no spirituality with your economy, you would do anything. You would become a dope fiend, nigga. You would go out here and do whatever the fuck is unnecessary with the money to have it right back in their motherfucking hands. You see what I'm saying? And so many of our, so-called top peoples with money, they ain't done nothing for this goddamn community. That's why I really didn't pay no attention to all these niggas out here talking about Nipsey Hussle. If you niggas was doing the same work as Nipsey Hussle, and now y'all out there commercializing that man's death. You understand? Gonna be all type of documentary all the news and shit, reports and shit. Do y'all know how the advertisement go? And so they keep creating this shit. Just like they got this motherfucker that was OJ, a prosecutor, and they done brought him in the game. And motherfucker, yeah, is it a conspiracy? Yeah, it's a conspiracy to make money. They done commercialized the man death. They know by putting that motherfucker as a prosecutor, they gonna have endless amounts of motherfucking, economic, capital coming in. Them goddamn, all them goddamn ads and commercials, you understand, during the times and shit, when that shit is on, you already know, nigga, that shit going up. They making money, tabloids, off of our demise. Won't do shit to help a nigga while he alive and on the ground, but soon as a nigga die, oh, look what Nipsey done. Bitch, why wasn't you helping Nipsey when he was alive? Why wasn't you motherfuckers marching down there to get that and help that man and patronize that man business when he was alive? Why he got to die for niggas to fake the funk to go out there and do that shit now? I don't respect that shit. You know what I'm saying? The reality is most of the motherfuckers say, is defunct spiritually. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them niggas that got up there was defunct spiritually. They been here, and they ain't done nothing in the likes of that man. So why they love him for doing some shit they wasn't man or woman enough to get up there and do? I don't know what the fuck, why you faking the goddamn funk. Now, we got to get back to the reality of that, we got a lot of niggas out here. We got what we call decoy niggas. We got cannibalistic niggas, and the decoy niggas, they create false dreams for people. You understand what I'm saying? They create false realities for people. And that's just like leading the motherfucker to the edge with a carrot. And the motherfucker, the nigga that's walking, he don't just see the carrot, nigga. He see a gold chain or whatever. He sees a house. He see all this. And by the time he realized it was just a carrot, he already over the edge. And so they creating false dreams again. That do not change the variable of black poverty, of black incarceration, black unemployment. It don't change the variables. Too many of these niggas have been here too long. And if they've been here long enough, they should be. And if you've been on the field and you understand the reality, the possibilities, the probabilities, and the impossibilities of the cold hard reality to make this change. And so niggas is coming out here in the late date selling people dreams. You see, we're slated for eradication in this society. There's no doubt about it. We're talking about, being brought here under unspeakable acts of brutality. You understand what I'm saying? And when you understand that, even Willie Lynch talks about this method. You understand what I'm saying? To bring about, because you got too many rebellious Africans that still want to be free and they ready to do anything for freedom. And so you got to break the backs of this rebellious population. You understand what I'm saying? And Willie Lynch talk about that. He say, I'm going to bring you this method, but goddamn it, you're going to have to close your ears to the cries of agony. You're going to have to close your ears to the cries of pain and agony. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to do this. You understand? To break their back. You understand what I'm saying? From rebellion. Because you got to understand, when our peoples first came here, we were the greater numbers. And so these people couldn't even sleep at night because they could hear our peoples out in the slave quarters. You understand what I'm saying? Singing and, and riled up because they was ready to be free. You understand what I'm saying? And so they had to bring Willie Lynch here. And he said he got a foolproof method. And so it was such a blueprint for just unspeakable brutality and human agony and shit. You understand? He said that, the later generations just not gonna understand, the acts that's necessary. You know what I'm saying? To bring this about. But you nigga, you peoples of the day, you gonna have to, of that day, you gonna have to close your ears to this. You understand? Other than that, you're gonna be here outnumbered by a mass majority and they gonna rebel. And it's gonna come a time where you're not gonna be able to stop the tide. You're not gonna stop this tsunami when it comes. You understand what I'm saying? And so you got to understand that we have been, labeled a hostile population from day one. Okay. And when you understand the unspeakable acts of brutality that have been enacted on our people, you got to understand that this government here is not going to give you anything to push you further up the ladder where you got some form of power to enact revenge upon these people. That's ridiculous. You wouldn't do no shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? That's like you beefing with some niggas out in the street and you get that nigga a gun to shoot you with it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand that the shit that we talk about, we already know the rules and reality of it from the streets. Goddamn it, it's certain levels of beef that nigga just not gonna get over with. And I understand that we need to be one with our people, but that does not, it's not gonna change the reality we over. You understand? The reality is in most cities, it's certain beef that a nigga get in and you gonna be in it to the day that you die. Anytime you see that nigga or anybody connected to that nigga, a motherfucking emergency, a red light gonna go on. Enemy. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way, with these people. You understand? Just like we sit at the dinner table for Thanksgiving and this, that, and we talk about the family, they do the same thing. But they talk about all the horrors that their great-great-grandfathers talked about. You understand? When they go out and hunt and shit, you go out and hunt, and then you got granddaddy, daddy, and the grandsons and the uncles and all your friends, and they talk about what great-granddaddy, did back in the day. They discuss that. You understand what I'm saying? And so you're not going to tell me that you changed unless you done taken your great-great-grandfather off the wall. If what he done to us was so unspeakable, then you should disconnect yourself from your bloodline. How you gonna ask a man to do that? And so if you still adore that man, and that's just like Hitler and the goddamn, you know what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna be friends with Hitler and the Jew? You got to pick and choose a goddamn side. So if you still got Hitler up, and now if anybody come up here and say, "Oh, Hitler was a good guy," your ass is in trouble. How in the fuck can you behind the scenes and all these people, great grandmamas and great granddaddies, still on the goddamn dining room tables, and she know how we put our family up on, and they all over the goddamn house, and you sitting up here acting like, and they still love their family, even with what they did to our people. You understand what I'm saying? So how in the fuck is you thinking this pop? So they granddaddies and great granddaddies told them this is how you're gonna have to do them to stay in control. Don't ever let your foot up off it, because soon as they get it, because we have enacted so much brutality on them. If we was them, we would do the same fucking thing. So you ain't even in the equation for real. Because in reality, you understand, if he was in the same fucking predicament, he know what he would do. Because he done did it for less. He done did it for less. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, we begging these people to do for us what we know we wouldn't do if we was in power. We can't ask these people, and we got to be real about it. We got to be real about it. You understand what I'm saying? We got to be real about it. When they do the shit that because they know what the reality is if they do not do it. Okay? If they know the reality of it if they do not do it. You understand what I'm saying? And so what they doing is correct. What you doing is incorrect, because you thinking this motherfucker gonna do, and you already know the answer. See, that's when you get punked. And you rather live in a goddamn fantasy world and just accept the reality. And you ain't even got to say it out loud. You ain't even got to say it out loud, nigga. If you that goddamn scared, you ain't even got to say it out loud. But don't be coming in here with that bitch shit, talking, all that punk ass talk, like you don't know what it is. And we do the same shit in the street. Nigga, you touch one of mine, nigga, we beefing, nigga. I don't give a fuck how long. I'm not forgiving, nigga. It's not, you take one of my beloved, nigga, my blood or any of that, nigga, and I hope, and I'm not in that But nigga, we beef and ain't no I forgive you. Fuck that. I'm not no Christian or nothing, nigga. It's a lifelong beef. You understand? Straight up, nigga. Stay the fuck from around me. I don't want to see you. And so that's the reality of how they treat us. And I don't understand that, you know, and we beg them to do some shit we know we not gonna do. All we have to do is accept reality for what it is. And then once we accept reality, then we could discuss the real, and you know, everything that we just, it ain't got to be out here in the public. You understand what I'm saying? This is just the real demographics of the situation we in. I'm not, you know, you decide for yourself what you know, and I say be proactive. You know, try the proactive side, you know, first and foremost, because you can bring some, you know, some some changes by being proactive. You ain't got to crack heads immediately. You ain't got to crack head immediately, but heads gonna have to get cracked eventually. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Try some proactive shit. You know what I'm saying? Of not giving your money to the oppressor that's gonna turn around the very next day and murder your ass on live TV. And just like I said, when Nipsey got hustled, everybody was looking for old punk asses to this why we can't, set up no businesses in the hood, but the white man been murdering your ass every day, and I ain't heard now one of you niggas say, well, you know what? I can't go back out there to that white mall or to the Gucci shop and give my money no motherfucking more. Your ass turned around soon as one of our brothers and sisters was lynched in the street, and you ran right back out there to give that white man your money. So you punk ass nigga, because you speak, this energy towards your people, but you do not, speak this towards nobody else. And I said this in the last video that it's a simultaneous war. It ain't that you fight one motherfucker and then don't fight the other motherfucker. You fighting simultaneous wars with every goddamn body, even your goddamn self, and you gotta win them all, and you got to win them damn near simultaneous. It ain't you fight one, then you turn, cause they jump in your ass. You understand what I'm saying? When you jump, nigga, you put your back on the wall, nigga. And you know what I'm saying? You put your motherfucking back on the wall, nigga. Drop one, nigga, and run up on two until you could get these motherfuckers up off of you. But if you focus on one motherfucker and the other motherfuckers fucking you up, then that ain't no win. That ain't no win. So when we focus just on us, and that's what they want us to do, they'll put these situations out here. You know what I'm saying? And get these stunt niggas to come out and shit. So they could justify the shit that they done put out there, like this damn eugenics. You understand? Where they done criminalized our race. Go watch My Opera 21. Criminalized our race. Say we criminals at birth. That we animalistic and this, that, and the third. So like I said, if they can control the dynamics, if they can control economic, 100% economic, if they can control 100% job, manufacturing, they can make eugenics a reality, because all they had to do was starve niggas to where, just like you come out there with Scooby snacks and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can make a dog jump on, get on his hind leg and get the motherfucker waggling it, a goddamn Rottweiler. You can make that motherfucker get up on his goddamn, so it don't make no difference, and that's how they do it. They starve niggas until they could create anything out of a nigga, and then you give niggas pipe dreams, push all this dope down in here. You ain't gonna get no $1 million, nigga. You're not gonna get no $1 million. The only way you gonna get it, nigga, you gonna have to Nino Brown this shit. That's social engineering. You know what I'm saying? The reality is, I know my people. I know these young blacks out here. If they knew that they had a job, if they could go to school without the fucking, the leaps and the hurdles and all the shit that's in their way, obstacles in their way. If all blacks in America knew they could go to school just like anybody else, get careers, you understand, make $100,000, $200,000 a year, get some credit, get them some cars, and how they would do that. They would not be down here doing the shit that they're doing. They would go to school and do that. The reality is that's not a reality, because you got to remember the initial objective. They did not bring you here for that. God damn, now niggas asking them, to, you asking a man that then you don't want to look at the brutality. You don't want to look at that. You asking your motherfucking enemy, that's like the nigga out on the street. You don't even want no conversation with, but you keep begging this motherfucker. And we basically in the same situation. This nigga done touched our people, and but the nigga, you treat him like he's an enemy for life, which I would too. If you fuck with mines on that level, then nigga, we enemies. You know what I'm saying? But here it's the same situation, but you begging this motherfucker to change, and he didn't already say, motherfucker, this ain't a reality I can indulge in. And I understand the situation. I don't fault this motherfucker. I fought for my people being delusional. I don't take the responsibility of the condition we in off of the white man. I don't. I know he's the responsibility of why we in this condition. I blame our people for continuing to let him do it. And if you continue to let him do it for so fucking long, you start to take the responsibility for this shit. You understand? But the thing is because my people have stepped up to change the dynamics and they've been murdered. So then you got two initiatives at play. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got a lot of niggas been punked out here and they come up with a punctified solution to this situation we in, we know why these niggas punctified. Because of the unspeakable brutality that Willie Lynch, because most niggas when they go up, ain't nobody going, and I don't see no cavalry or no black people going to save niggas out of no nooses. So usually when you go up in the noose, nigga, you're up there. Ain't no cavalry. So after a while, once niggas knew wasn't no cavalry's coming to get niggas out of nooses, they, whatever caused them to go up in that noose, they stopped doing it. And many times they didn't have to do shit. You know what I'm saying? They are enact terror upon the people just to bring about the intended result, to keep this hostile population in check, until eventually they will no longer be hostile towards them, but towards their goddamn self. Because if you in this situation and you know what you need to do to get out the situation, but you've been terrorized because he has the military might over you to do and act, that's where we at this time. And so at least understand the situation that you in. Don't lie to the people and say, oh, this is what it is, when you know goddamn well isn't he been punking motherfucker, and the blood, it's in our blood. You know what I'm saying? That that shit, the fear that reeked down in our, they used to take pregnant African women out there. You understand what I'm saying? And let them and make them watch, the brutality of tying they men up and pulling they goddamn, so they would reek fear down even into the placenta and the womb of the child, so that the child was born in fear of this motherfucker. That's the goddamn problem. We're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about what Hitler was doing over there in his laboratories, but we don't want to talk about what these people been doing over here to us. So it's a systematic, scientific, a genocidal experiment that been enacted on our people. And it's down in our gene. And if we don't, whatever they done done, I don't give a fuck where it's at. If it's in your blood, if it's in your spirit, you're going to have to find a way to purge that shit with fire and get it up out, because fire will purge damn near any goddamn thing. You're going to have to purge that shit with fire and get it up out of there, because if you don't, goddamn it, you slated for extinction. You know what I'm saying? You no longer need it. You understand? A lot of shit has been, where robots and shit, they don't even have niggas on the assembly lines like that no more. They got robots doing a lot of that shit. So they trying to make, human labor, unnecessary. You understand what I'm saying? They've been talking about this, you know what I'm saying? They automating all this shit. You understand what I'm saying? So again, when we talk about eugenics, if they control all of them, they could create niggas all day. So I'm trying to tell motherfucker, it ain't just the nigga, it's the nigga making machine. Nigga, fuck running out, at the, when they come roll them motherfuckers off the goddamn assembly line, you got to go to the beginning of that bitch when the motherfucker pull the lever, and operate the goddamn assembly line, and get it running and shit. And motherfucker put all the ingredients in the bowl, cause it's like any dish that a chef put together in the kitchen, any goddamn chemical formula that you got in a chemistry, when you creating certain shit, it's a formula for a nigga. Okay, and it ain't niggas is not just they didn't just come out they was the ingredients was put together, the fear, the brutality, you understand what I'm saying? The economic, where you in control of all economics until you could give one some money and starve the next motherfucker and put them at odds and shit. Give this nigga some dope and get these niggas no dope, and then these niggas come take the dope and start dope wars and shit. And get this nigga a color and get that nigga a color until they, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody and these niggas could come together and have 100,000, 200,000 niggas that they could control the whole state, the whole goddamn West Coast, and yeah, we can't do nothing but sit back, demobilize. Got this, we got more manpower than any motherfucker on the planet, but we ain't got no army. We got all this manpower, no army, because niggas ain't got no mind, they ain't got no spirit, they ain't got no initiative. They ready to bang on anybody but the motherfucker that bring this shit to an end. So we are this eradication of our people to bring about and make a reality out of eugenics. You scientifically criminalizing the motherfucker. These niggas, we done went through all the science, and these niggas close to the monkey now. They not gonna act right. You know what I'm saying? We can do whatever we can for. Look, we gave him a Burger King job. Look at the nigga still savage. Even though you didn't rape him of all his wealth and all his spiritual wealth and all his inheritance from Africa, his cultural inheritance. You didn't rob him of all that, but gave him a McDonald's job, and the nigga mad. Say, fuck that, nigga, I know who I am. I know what you took from me, bitch. I'm not working for no $4. I'm not working for no $5. Black people not working for that no more, man. We not working for you at all. That's really in our spirit where we done outgrown this shit. But the reality is we terrorize into this shit in reality, to where the only way that we could get out of it, they forcing our hand. You understand? Which really was the reality from the jump. So they forcing our hand. And then when you step up to deal with the shit, then they come down with you on the police, say you're a terrorist, nigga, you on YouTube talking garbage, and we coming to get you, nigga, so and so. So it's a trap. It's a goddamn trap. And I'm gonna tell you this: when somebody can control that much of your reality to where they can, legitimize your eradication right there in front of your eye, and you have no energy whatsoever to step up and check it, you slated for extermination. You slated for extermination. It's, you know what I'm saying? That's the reality of that. So, I was just going over the fact that, that these people is operating, these terroristic white supremacist peoples is operating, and these is the same ones who enacted the first shit that lynched. Is they in still in operation? The Ku Klux Klan, this, that, and the third. The white supremacists, and they backed up by the powers that be. You got the president in the United States say that when the jump off down there in North Carolina, where he said that it was good peoples on both sides. I said, well, how the fuck would you know that unless you conversing with these motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? So they got a hand in the highest power in the country. You understand? They got a hand in the White House. You know what I'm saying? They got a hand in the White House that won't even come out and challenge them because he on the same team. They see the reality that these about these is now being taken over by what they term minorities, which were never minorities, but that's a mental play. to make you think that you inferior in number. In reality, you the bigger number. You see what I'm saying? They was always in fear, you know what I'm saying, of the so-called hostile minority becoming the majority and taking over. So this is what the talk is about, and then they gonna play the Mexican against the blacks. You got to understand that. That's why they letting them in here. You understand what I'm saying? Because all that shit gonna do is water down our fight. You understand? Let Moam in. Now you number 3. You understand what I'm saying? They got more claim for, if they, now the government gonna look to their cause. And then your cause, and which was, the main cause, because you built this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Now they gonna come over here and they gonna get their causes gonna become the main causes. So that's gonna push you down, and it's just to get you out, and then they got something they gonna play on their ass too. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't want to kick it with nobody they done fucked over on that level. You understand what I'm saying? So they ain't, and so that's the dynamics of that. You know what I'm saying? That our cause is being watered down and watered until we ain't got no cause. Until we ain't got no cause. So you best wake the fuck up today. You understand what I'm saying? If it does not change the variables of black property, black murder, black incarceration, you understand what I'm saying? Abortions and all of this shit, police brutality and all of that. If it does not change the variables, then it's not a conversation that I could have. You can go have that with somebody that just want to jaw jack. You understand when I talk about a conversation of substance, it got to change these variables. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about just coming up here on YouTube and talking some bullshit. The reality is we got to do all that we can to make a better world for our children. We cannot leave it worse than when we was here or when we came here. We got to make it better for them. You understand what I'm saying? So why would that's why these babies so mad, because too many peoples is, they being born into the world of a reality that they did not make. You understand what I'm saying? We had an opportunity to change this reality. And when they keep murdering our leaders and destroying our progressive, proactive templates such as Tulsa, which was a non-aggressive, but it's aggressive in the reality that is changing the variable. So they consider that aggressive. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, it ain't even niggas, we don't even got to talk about picking up no guns. We ain't got to even talk about it. If you talk about taking money out of the white man's hand, most niggas don't want to hear that because they know they're going to respond to that no different. That's aggressive. You understand? You mean to tell me, motherfucker, you thinking about taking some money out of my hand? What? That's aggressive. So, it ain't even got to be about, no gunplay or none of that shit. Which way you think you can remove that hand off of the community, that's aggressive. Because again, these variables are in place to keep him in the position that he in. And so if you think you're going to change black property, nigga, you got a war on your hands. I don't give a fuck how you intend to do it. If you talk about change in black murder, he needs that. That's the wild nigga myth that they need. The criminalized black nigga, that we need to lock his ass up. We done all we can. We done gave these niggas McDonald's jobs and all that, and they still ain't changed. So these niggas, there's nothing more we could do. We got to lock. So that's the criminalization. And then now eugenics, they say we shouldn't it shouldn't be no more black babies born in this country, because the reality is all these niggas is criminals. And if they giving birth, nigga, you giving birth to criminals. Let's send them women down there to that motherfucking abortion clinic, abort the babies, use the babies for whatever goddamn scientific, goddamn Frankenstein shit they got going on. Do that. But you understand what I'm saying? That brings about the demographics that they need to stay in power. So again, you got to understand the initial objective. That's the main objective of why they brought us here. And then you look at the main objective of why they enacted the Willie Lynch. You understand? And again, we have to look at on the end of this. We got to look at the evolution of our demise. Okay, again, like I said, we got to deal with the self-cannibalizing nigga that will eat on his own people. We got to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? But the reality is that these type of niggas is a factor because we have not dealt with the early variables of what white people have done that have kept us locked in this position for so long that this is destined. It's destined to have niggas like this. It's destined. You're not gonna be comfortable with nothing, and you put in all these other variables of dope and rap, killing and drug niggas and this, that, and kill to get rich and all of this shit, and you put this shit out here and man, that's gonna be. And so you got to fight all these wars simultaneously. Ain't no you gonna fight niggas and then take your eye off. I don't believe in none of that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you got 5 chessboards. You got one here, you got one you playing the beast. You got one where you playing cannibalizing niggas. Then you got one over here you playing the air. Then you got one over here you playing the Korean and Chinese. You understand what I'm saying? And so you moving, you know, and you moving on all boards at the same time. And hear me out, you can't lose not one. You got to win them all. You got to be a master chess player. And you cannot say, I'm going to fight this one, and then after I fight this one, yeah, I'm going to fight, because they jump in your ass. You understand? When you fucking jump, motherfucker, you bop, knock this bitch, bop, go in that bitch, bop, go in that bitch. And even if you taking some, bitch, you giving some. Let that motherfucker, hit him in his mouth, bow, let him go over there and say, oh shit. Let him at least feel some pain. Well, that motherfucker think about that pain for a minute, and then you can fight 3 instead of fighting 5. You know what I'm saying? Let that bitch go over there and taste that pain and then jump in his mouth. But don't at all think this is a way you fight one and then you fight the other one. After you from and they jump in your ass at the same time. Get the fuck out here. It's a simultaneous war. And at the end of this, I want you to understand again, and I'm going to do this, the evolution of your demise. You know, you starting to see the crate like this nigga that just threw this baby off over the banisters at the mall. Oh my God. You see, it's getting worse, and worse and worse and worse. And we got to deal with it now. You understand what I'm saying? But the greater shit is still to come if we do not deal with the variables. You understand what I'm saying? And so, I'm going to be most definitely dealing with the blueprint for global African supremacy. I'm going to deal with it in a way that you can understand where we at in our whole family. We all, understand where we at, and you deal with it in the way you need to deal with it. On the ground. Don't ever come to the YouTube talking. This is information that could be discussed. It's not speaking to no specifics of how you gonna deal with it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, be proactive, and that's always the first policy is to be proactive. You understand what about, you ain't got to necessarily be aggressive to the point where you bring in, violence first. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying not to bring, but it doesn't, you got to deal with the mental aspect first and foremost, because when you defeat a motherfucker in your mind and you defeat a motherfucker in your mind and in your spirit, that motherfucker's defeated. All you had to do is enact that. That's all you got to, that's the second part. But just fighting a motherfucker without no mental understanding and spiritual understanding of how this shit is to be won, you're not going to win that way. So you beat him spiritually and you beat him mentally. You beat him in your mind and you beat him in your spirit. And then you enact that. You understand what I'm saying? You enact that. You understand what I'm saying? And be proactive if you can, and non-aggressive if you can. And if you can move and bring about that reality, doing it that way, then please do it that way. But if at all you done everything you could do to be non-aggressive, being proactive, making the changes, right there in your community with self, and motherfuckers still will not allow you to make the positive change, being a proactive, non-aggressive individual, then you got in your responsibility to do whatever is necessary to bring about that reality, because you are the creators chosen, and nobody got a right to say who leads this planet. Fuck all of that. You know what I'm saying? You have no right to commit genocide on nobody. So when a people themselves have recognized that genocide is on the table, they have all right to stand up and do whatever the fuck is necessary to stop that reality. And if you keep your eyes open, be proactive, and be proactive in your community, and try to do, the righteous thing. Do that, and do that today. And like I say, the first enemy you defeat is the one in your mind and one in your spirit. When you defeated them there, you done damn near won 75% of the battle. The next 25 is enacting that throughout the community. And we could do that, baby. And like I say, don't run to the smoke, run to the fire. When you change them variables, then the reality a change. But if you just having conversation all the while, the variables stay the same, that's a conversation that I just cannot have with you. I cannot talk frivolous talk with you when you privileged in economy and luxury and all of this, and my people still dying every day. And you privileged to sit there and blow a this and the third, and talk shit while the baby still crying for help and family still crying for mercy. We cannot have these frivolous talk. It got to be a talk of substance, movement and action. It can't be about talk. It got to be action, changing these variables. Okay, changing these variables. Then you're making serious changes and you moving in the right direction. All right, family, I'm gonna be black tomorrow. I'm not stopping. This is the blueprint for global African supremacy. I want y'all to stay tuned, baby. I told y'all I came in with the history and to, pull the veil back from the mystery. Now we about to put in the blueprint for global African supremacy. I'm gonna help family with my understanding of reality. I'm doing it for the benefit of the family in good faith. You understand? In good faith. Take it. Work with it. You ain't got to take it all if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? But believe you me, that what I'm giving you, I know is reality. And I know it's a large portion of it that is a must for our people. So sit back, go over it, look yourself in the mirror, say, maybe I got to make this change today. I've been thinking it was going to be this way. And the reality was it didn't change the variable. So I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to look over this blueprint and I'm going to see if what Seti talking about I could use in my path for global African supremacy. All right, family. I'll see y'all tomorrow. This is the General. Let me go to my chat right quick. And appreciate everybody out there that support it. You know I do. Always come on. What up, Django? What up there, Patah? What's up, man? Appreciate y'all, brother. I just told my wife, I said, I'm Patah and Django in there, especially Patah and Django, y'all first. I'm going to surprise y'all niggas, man. I got something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all hit me up, man. General Seti at yahoo.com. Patah, you just text me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got something for y'all coming real soon. You see? So get with me, and I mean that. Don't have me come looking for you, nigga. Hit me up. Django, hit me up, nigga. General Seti at yahoo.com. And I got a blessing I want to give y'all for my appreciation. Okay? All right, family. This is the General Sarasu Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Pop.